Let's get the ping on Discord here. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to play the new mission yet, but I've gotten to the new TFO. It's pretty good.
Awesome. Glad you like it. Yeah, Phil will have a lot to talk about there. Okay. Spencer, are you only on?
Primarily on YouTube. It just, for me, it does a lot better. But I am on Twitch as well. It should be live now. I just hit the start button. Yeah. Okay. Can one of you say something quick just to make sure the audio is going through?
Yo.
Hello.
Yep. Test.
Okay, it's going through. Okay. So today we have two special guests on, Thomas Marrone and Philip Dunne. Thomas, you guys know very well, the man that worked on that beautiful ship back there and all the lovely TMP ships that we've seen so far this year. And Philip, you're new to STO, so why don't you give us an introduction, what your history is with Star Trek and what you've done with STO so far?
Hey, how are you? Yeah, so I've only been on STO for about 6 months now. But previously I was on Star Trek Fleet Command for about 9 years, so I'm not exactly new to Star Trek. I'm a lifelong Star Trek fan, going back to TNG. Really kind of grew up with TNG. Jean-Luc Picard. I'm a massive fan of the Romulans and the Derelicts, and that appeared on screen. That kind of had me won over. So yeah, I've been a massive Star Trek fan since then, and then just filling all the gaps of the lore over the years. Worked on Star Trek Fleet Command for about 9 years as the lead artist. Knew the ships really well. My dream came true. I got to make the Derelicts for Star Trek Fleet Command, so that was pretty cool. Really fun, and just got to dip in and out and do a few ships along the way and make some of the characters. So all that was really good fun. But I was actually a Star Trek Online player on day one. So I was there at the very start. I will admit I lapsed for a number of years, but I'm back to it now, fully back and invested. Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of where I came from previously, and now I'm just kind of doing my best to carry on STO and help out wherever I can.
Nice. I had a couple years where I took a break too, so don't feel too bad about that. I think most long-term players have had a break at some point.
Yeah.
And I see a few people in chat that are happy with your work in Fleet Command as well.
Wasn't quite sure how that one would go down. It might be a bit divisive.
Some people, there's some people against them for it. It's like anything else. So with the update today, we have a brand new lengthy story mission from what I've heard. I haven't had a chance to play it yet. And we have a TFO that seems to have taken inspiration from the Battle of Corfez. The map for it, I've been able to play it 1 or 2 times so far, and the map is beautiful. So for anyone that did work on that is great. What were the biggest challenges for you guys with that TFO?
Well, I'll set up Phil here because Phil really drove that and did a lot of work with our concept artists and environment artists to tackle that challenge. The content designers came to us and said, "Hey, we want to do basically a 7-part TFO. You only play 3 parts for each playthrough, but there are I think 5 different. There's a beginning and end, and then there are 5 different objectives that the TFO kind of randomizes through, and so each of those objectives is in a separate. We'll call it a mini map we internally call it a region, but it's basically its own little pocket map. And so when when they came to us with that, there was a lot of talk about, well, how do we make them all look unique and interesting, and different enough to give people their bearings. So, Phil, why don't you go from there?
Yeah, yeah. As Tom says, Arena, the designer on it, she kind of came up with the pitch. She had such an amazing pitch and it really kind of caught the imagination. It was so really inspiring. And then, I went away from the pitch thinking, wow, how do we make this? How do we lean into this? How do we really make this a really, really nice, meaty piece of space TFO? We'd be talking about, had we underserved that kind of area on the game a little bit recently, so we were, trying to lean into that again. So I really wanted to try and see if we could. I was aspiring to make something, really impressive looking, trying to inspire the team to do that. So we looked at the concept team. So we had Adria Alcan jump in and help us craft some really, really nice concept artwork for it. And it was kind of slightly abstractly. We had an idea of exactly what we wanted for all the different areas, but we tried to take a step back from that, just think of it from a general point of view, and just try and come up with some very aspirational pieces of work, even if it wasn't going to go directly to the game, even if it wasn't really completely realistic for us to do for this TFO. We wanted just kind of like something really, really like a high bar to aim at. So that was really fun to get that. We opened the floor as well to a wider group this time. I would say we got ideas from across the art team, and tried to get some and we had some great ideas about how to do some of the framing of the planets and so on. Um, so we got all that together. It came together really well with concept artwork, and then we kind of set the environment artists to work on it. We also had a bit of help from some tech art, Ali, but it was mainly Corby, the environment artist, that really brought the 3D stuff together. Obviously, with Arena, like so much flavor into it as well, all the props and so on. We wanted really unique battle areas as well, so we wanted to feel like it was this massive epic battle going off around Kittimer, that you were kind of being brought to different parts of it and see it from a different angle every time. But there was always something else going on. So hopefully we've got that across. And we've used some references from uh, other famous franchises, let's say. We went to the dark side a little, but then we came back. We had some great references from First Contact, some great space battles and so on. So I think it came together really well. We did have to struggle with a couple of older pieces of tech that we needed to get our heads around again, or we really, really made it work. See that in the final battle with the Kittimer station. So hopefully this is just the tip of the iceberg. Hopefully we'll be able to do more things like this soon.
I've liked with the TFO too, like the different battles. It's also seeing elements of different older TFOs like brought in and merged together. It's a really nice, neat concept. And you said Ariana. Am I pronouncing the name right?
I think it's Arena.
Arena.
I think
Arena.
she had
good work there. The only thing I'll say is from my playthroughs so far is if you're in there, please hit the thing to do the dialogue, interact with the dialogue. Otherwise, you're going to be waiting a very long time. My first playthrough was about 16 minutes because there was like one or two people just not interacting at all with the dialogue.
Yeah, for sure. And that's another part of it. I think that came out really well. The dialogue, the 7 of 9 chunks of dialogue are really, really nice. I think they give it a really nice bit of flavor as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And yeah, again, like everything I've seen about that TFO so far is good. I look forward to just trying it out when the elite difficulty is available of it or for it, because that's the only thing with the event TFOs. Normal only, you get through them really fast. But So aside from that, we also saw in that TFO, like there's been some remastered maps in there. Like there's a remastered or upgraded Klingon starbase. It's nice to see some of those older assets touched up a bit. My question about that would be, with some of those assets being touched up, is there any chance of us seeing that applied to like the older maps where those assets are in, like the Klingon Fleet Starbase?
Well, so that starbase hasn't been, I mean, it is different, but if you look closely, you'll notice the logo isn't the Klingon logo, it's the Khitomer
Yeah,
Alliance logo. And so we didn't, I think, Corby did some, we had our lead concept artist, Adria, she did some paint overs on the Klingon Fleet Starbase to see like what would it look like if they took an existing Klingon station and sort of rehabbed it to be, Alliance, Khitomer Alliance headquarters. And so Corby took that model and built it out, based on that concept. That said, we're always looking for opportunities to do stuff like that to update older assets, and we can certainly, if we have the opportunity to do more for Klingons or any other starbase that you go to. We also built the Midas Array. That's a brand new space station for the mission for the episode, that I was really happy to get into the game. But in this case, we're taking something old and sort of kit bashing it into something new,
yeah.
specific to the story of the mission.
Gotcha. Now on the mission front, again, I haven't had a chance to play it yet, but without, I guess, spoiling anything too specific, what was your favorite part of that map or any of the maps in the mission that you worked on?
Let's see. Do you want to? I actually have a favorite part, but I don't know if you want to take this first, Phil, or I can go first.
You go for it. Go for it.
All right, cool. Yeah, I actually really like, well, in general, you are going to have to spoil a little bit to talk about the mission, but one of the cool things in the mission is you actually get to go to all three flagships of the Klingons, the Starfleet, and the Romulan Republic. And it's something that I've wanted us to do for a long time, is to lean into, we've created these characters for Star Trek Online, Corin and Jirok and Sean as the flagship captains, and we have the Enterprise, the Bortosk, and the Lisette, as those are Star Trek Online ships, right? We created them for the game. And so I've always wanted to do more with them, to have them show up in more episodes and have players interact with them. And so I think we've gotten to do that in this episode in a really cool way. But there's a gameplay sequence on the Bortosk bridge that I think is really fun, because you're doing a lot of different stuff and you're running around, and it's still a very like compact space, but it's also kind of vertical. But it shows like how much gameplay you can pack into a tight space if you're really clever with how you design the action and the sequence of events. Um, but there's also some other, I just thought, just like replaying the mission in my head, there's also some really cool stuff that happens elsewhere. Probably the coolest moment of the mission isn't there; it's somewhere else. But I don't. I'll leave Phil. Maybe he can talk about that if he'd like.
You want me to do the spoilers?
Yeah,
Um,
a little bit. Yeah.
yeah, like I think, look, it's not that much of a spoiler, really. It's not a spoiler. Everybody knows Seven is in the episode. She's in the concept art and everything, or the key art and everything. But I think bringing Seven back to the story arc, to making sure that she feels right in the arc, was really important to me, and I think it was really important to us as a team. We wanted to make sure that she's such an awesome character. We wanted to make sure that she felt really heroic, that she felt like she had the epic scenes in the episode. Uh, she was really, you know, back with a bang. I hope we did it justice. Hopefully everybody will like that. I think there's a couple of really cool cutscenes where she does some really cool lines. She's also got some really great mini contact dialogue as well, and voiceover work from Jerry Ryan was just really good, really good. Yeah, and that would be a highlight for me. I think that went really well. I would like to say, I think there's a balance there as well with Assi and Faye. Um, and I won't give any spoilers away, but how we deal with that in terms of an arc, I think is really important as well. That feels right, how we continue her arc, evolve her. So yeah, that easily could have went sideways, but I think it worked out really nicely. Hopefully we'll feel satisfied at the end of it.
I'm seeing a lot of people so far that have played it that say that they like the Midas array. They really like the detail of it. And
Oh,
I'd say
cool.
too for
Yeah,
anyone in
yeah.
chat, if you've played through the new TFO or new mission, and if you have anything you want to ask Thomas or Philip about it, now's the time. Again, I haven't had a chance to play through the mission yet, but I will be later in the stream.
Yeah, I mean, it just went live
Yeah.
like basically an hour and a half, 2 hours ago.
Hey, some people were in right away. Like the Reddit Discord has a bot that'll like notify you as soon as the server comes back
Oh
up.
my gosh.
Or it doesn't notify, it just puts in the channel. But yeah. In fairness, I rushed it to unlock the outfit pieces. Yeah, I guess that's another part of this update too, is we've got quite a bit of lobby gear that was added in. There's new outfits. So of the lobby stuff that was put in today, the 32nd century editions, how much of that did you guys work on? And if so, what was your favorite part of those editions?
Yeah, I mean, we as art lead and art director, we kind of touch everything, right? We're overseeing everything. Like Phil manages um the art team, mostly the Deca artists, but that's a big, most of our artists now are Deca artists. And he also kind of helps coordinate what the cryptic guys are doing. Um, and and so we're seeing everything that goes into the game, and making sure that it's on track, from a kind of a schedule level, but also a creative level. Does it match the IP, or does it match the concept that we have for what Stowe is and what makes something appropriate for Stowe? So for that stuff specifically, it's always important that you're doing, when you're making something that's canon, which all that stuff is, that you obviously match the reference from Discovery Season 5 in this case, but you also find interesting ways to implement it in a gameplay sense. And we rely a lot on Jeremy and his team in the systems land to create the gameplay interpretation of that, right? But also, Ian Castaneda, our lead character artist, he did a lot of great work getting like the weapons ready, getting the green armor from Discovery Season 5, which I thought was really cool, getting that into the game, cleaning it up, making it match the reference. And so it's a lot of it's just you're always just checking against the show, against video, against screenshots, against any reference that you do get directly from Paramount, and you're reinterpreting that into kind of Star Trek Online's like visual language and style. um and you love or hate Discovery, it gives you a lot of toys to play with. It gives you a lot of weird, cool things, like the pistol rifle combo, right? That's probably not something we would have thought to make ourselves, but it's in the show, and it was very easy to see how that could be turned into a weapon that players might be interested in, right? And so, okay, well, we got to make that. We got to put that in the game. And then so now you guys have it.
Jeremy says, and we'll never make again. Yeah, I remember Jeremy last week saying it was a bit of a pain to get that working. Let's see. I saw something else in chat. Someone was asking about the Odyssey engineering section, like if we could get that for a bridge. But I think the answer is the same as what it's been for a while there. That bridges are just too much work for like little to no return, right?
Yeah, it's unfortunately, we've tried to make bridges to sell in the past, and people, like, speaking super frankly about it, like the price that we value the amount of effort. Keep in mind, a bridge map for an internal bridge is the same amount of work as an episode map, or actually more in some cases, right? Because you think about the Enterprise D, for example, that was the last one we did for sale, and we did the bridge, we did the engineering, we did the 10 forward and the crew quarters. And I don't remember if we might have done the ready room too. And so that's a whole map. That's a whole map for a mission. And we did use it in a mission. But, when you think about, you have to understand when you translate that to staff hours, like how much time it takes to build that, that's weeks or in some cases months of work, and usually across one or two people. So, hundreds of hours of work. And then when you take how much time it takes to build that, and like, okay, well, how do you value that for sale to make all of that work worth it? We put it on sale, I think, for like $20 or something, and people balked at that price. And they said that, hey, this isn't really worth it. And so that it was a hard lesson for us to learn, because we want to keep doing bridges, we like doing them, we like making those locations for people to explore in the game. But at the end of the day, we got a lot of feedback to players that the price was too high. But if we didn't value it at that price, it's not worth it for us to invest that much time in creating it. And so there's just a real disconnect there between the amount of work that goes into it and then what players are willing to spend on it. And in that case, the only real viable answer for us as a business is just to not do it. And that's kind of the reality, unfortunately. So I don't know, it would be cool to do. Obviously there's always pipe dreams of like, could we try to figure out a way to make interiors more interesting or useful? That's obviously a huge endeavor that would require a lot of effort from a lot of people, that would also impact TFO production and episode production, because you're going to use a lot of content people to do that, and environment artists, right? And so we only have so many environment artists and so many content designers. And if those people are working on the ship interior feature, they're not making episodes, they're not making patrols, they're not making TFOs. So yeah, so it's always this. I talked about it in the last stream, but it's always this kind of this puzzle of where do we allocate our resources to make the most people happy and to keep them logging in and keep them playing.
Yeah. I've
Hey,
got one of my moderators trolling saying, ship player housing, easy peasy, right? No.
Phil, what were you
Anecdotally,
gonna say?
I will throw in that last week I was actually bending Thomas's ear about the possibility of doing the bridge of the Derricks, because it's my favorite ship from the lore, and I don't remember it ever being seen anywhere, and I'd love to have a go at that. Whether that's a reality that we can ever get to or not, I don't know, but it would be something
I,
amazing to do.
Yeah, I think there are. Well, in the Derricks, we do see it a couple times. We see it in one of my favorite episodes. I think is really underrated. Face of the Enemy, where Troy is like captured by Romulans and has to pretend to be a Romulan. I love that episode. And there are a lot of scenes on the Derricks Bridge in that episode, and a few others. And it's something we can talk about. It's a lot easier to do and so we have some ships that are just the bridge, where we don't make the whole kit of the interior, right? And so, but that's still still at least a month or so 6 weeks of environment work, maybe just a month. And so again, it's just sort of, how does that fit into the time we have to make things? But yeah, it would be cool. I mean, there are a lot of ships that deserve a bridge. The Derricks for certain. I know we still haven't made a bridge for like the motion picture era Enterprise. A lot of people ask for that. Um, and so it's a long list, and I think it's something that we could try to think about and problem solve. Like, how do we make this more viable for everybody, so that people can enjoy it, because it is an important part of Star Trek for sure.
Yeah, and I think for most people, understanding like if the choice is new content or a bridge that you can't really do much on with how they are right now, new content is the answer. That, yeah, it sucks, but that is the correct decision, like you said.
For now, yeah. I mean, maybe we'll be super clever and figure out something. Like, we never want to close the door, right? As Spock
Yeah,
said, there are always possibilities.
yeah. I saw someone was asking, yeah, for voice actors, you guys would have them all do remote. right nowadays. Like they wouldn't be going into a studio most of the time.
Neither of us are really, at least I'm
Yeah.
not really involved in that process. Rich, our creative director, he and our writer Flo are usually doing that with them. They oversee those sessions remotely. I think sometimes there are studios in LA that actors might go to record. Sometimes actors do have their own equipment and they'll just call in on Skype, but it's really important that they have a studio quality mic, right? And so if they don't have that, then usually it's up to us to arrange a session. Find a recording studio that's easy for them to get to, and reserve it and get them a car to get there and all that stuff. So it's remote because Rich is in England and usually they're recording from LA, but um, it's sometimes they might be in a studio recording, but not at Cryptic. That we've only done that even many years ago when we were still working in the office. We only had people come to Cryptic a few times. I think Max Grodenchek, Rom, he came. Garrett Wong came a couple times. Um, Denise Crosby came, so we got to meet them, and Al gave them a tour of the building and stuff. That was really cool, and they were always really sweet to us. But that was the exception; it wasn't the rule.
There's a question here for you, Thomas, from Stanky Boy. Did you design Sean's new vest or someone else?
No, I didn't design Sean's new. That was Gokin, right, Phil?
Yeah, that was correct. Yeah.
Yeah, and I know you worked with him on that too with Adria. Do you want to talk about that process?
Sure, sure. So we had an idea for that started out as an idea for a costume for 7 of 9. So the idea was it was going to be, I think it was your idea actually originally, Thomas, wasn't it? It was to
Hmm.
maybe lean into um, the vest that Picard wears in First Contact when he's, starting to take on the Borg on the ship. Uh, so that was our starting point. Worked with Gokhan to work up the idea of a kind of a tactical vest from there, based on the kind of Odyssey uniform. Um, it was going to be 7 of 9's costume, and then eventually we had to pivot away from that. We had to kind of move away from having 7 in um, Starfleet uniform. So we thought, yeah, let's use it for Sean instead. Gokhan did some brilliant work on it. So many great options that we've got in our back pocket now for later. But some really, really great work. Yeah, I think came out really well.
Yeah, it was interesting because we kind of had a fork in the road, right, where we could lean into the kind of casual vest that was the Picard First Contact vest, which I still would like to do someday for the Odyssey, to make an Odyssey variant of that. But given the nature of the situation, also given how in Strange New Worlds and Discovery they've started to do like body armor for away teams and stuff, so it seemed like it would be kind of a cool riff on that for Stowe, and so we decided to lean more into the kind of protective gear, body armor, um, combat situation. I like when we get the opportunity to do that, so it just fleshes out the world a little bit, um, which is always fun.
There's another question for you, Thomas. What was the influence for the Odyssey vest? Was the influence the First Contact uniform?
Yeah, like we just said, it was really that. It was, and I think Cisco wore that vest too, right? In DS9, later seasons DS9. So it just seemed like a rough and ready way to have a captain kind of get his hands dirty. And so when we decided that Seven wasn't going to be able to wear it, then giving it to Sean made a lot of sense.
And Neojet played through the mission, the animations in it. They're very happy with what the team did there. And I know with the event here, we now have some more gear from Star Trek Elite Force. Was there any challenges like bringing over that gear from Elite Force? Or
Um, well, I'll spike this and give it to you, Phil. because I know you worked a lot with Elisa, and I think a little bit with Vladimir on the developing that concept, and I worked with Vladimir on that too. Vladimir was a concept artist who worked on the arc welder. So the arc welder, so the Elite Force items we have for the event reward are the armor, which I know people have been asking for quite a long time. The Elite Force Hazard Team armor. So I'm glad to get that explicit armor in the game. We've had kind of lookalikes in STO for a long time, but now you have the explicit, this is exactly what it looked like in the Elite Force. In addition, we have the arc welder weapon from Elite Force, and that's a kind of a big lightning gun, which we wanted to do an Elite Force gun to complement the armor. We'd already done a lot of the Starfleet guns. We did the Infinity Modulator, we did the sniper rifle, we did the photon cannon, and so the arc welder seemed like it was a good opportunity to do something cool that wasn't super explicitly Federation, but also still from Elite Force, and it had some really cool effects from. I think Ariel did those effects, right, Phil?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
So, so yeah, but when you're taking something from a very old game like Elite Force, you have to figure out, okay, how do we take this super low poly blocky design and make it improve the fidelity, but like maintain the character of the original, but also add a lot of utility and make it feel like it belongs in modern games. So I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about that process, like bringing that
Yeah,
to
yeah.
life with Elisa.
Yeah, so like with the arc welder especially, I think we had some interesting moments where we were looking at the old reference, kind of going, wow, that looks really, really old. That I don't remember it looking like that. That was really, really basic. And we literally had one point in time that we went, oh, the video is actually just at low quality. We'll put a higher quality, and then we actually saw it in more detail. But it was, you're still trying to recreate, you're still trying to modernize, a VFX that was done many years ago. But you're trying to give it a bit more. You're trying to make it look modern, up to date, so it fits in our world alongside all the other weapons, so it doesn't look too basic, too kind of simple. But then, as Thomas says, it has to feel like the original. It has to feel like that is the vibe from the original. So that's a challenge in itself. And I think Ariel did a really great job on that. We were just breaking it down into the different stages of how the weapon should react and how it should, how it should feel. And he added some really, really great stuff on the end of the arc welder. You can see these little kind of magnetic beams or whatever, kind of just linking to the ends of the weapon, which are really, really cool. And some really nice discharge from the weapon as well. When it hits its target, it kind of goes down through the ground, which we saw again. If you look at the original, they did have some really nice reference and kind of effects on that. So that was really, really cool to work on. And when we were mocking up the weapon itself, again, we had the same sort of issue where it's a really, really low poly thing that we're trying to recreate. So we're trying to think, how do we keep it in that flavor? We still wanted it to be a little bit blocky, a little bit basic, but we didn't want it to look like 20 polygons either. We wanted it to have a bit of form, a bit of shape, a bit of a bit more kind of a bit more materials on it. So we worked that up a bit more, and I think Lisa did a really nice job on that. A nice balance between the old and the new.
Well, I know our time is running out, so is there any final things you guys want to add? Sorry I didn't have more to say about the mission, just due to timing, but we got a few questions in about it, at least from viewers.
No, I just thanks for playing the game. Thanks for all the coverage that you do on STO and it's always fun on launch day. It's always like Christmas for me when people get to kind of finally play with all the toys we've been building in our little Santa's workshop. So I love days like this, and I love to get the chance to talk about STO and I'm it's been a lot of uh, fun, like kind of building this team together with Phil, and you know, the one of the things that the situation is right now is that the art team is actually bigger than it's been in a very long time, and so it's been great to have Phil kind of help manage that team, and you know, kind of bring out the best in everybody, and tackle all this stuff. So yeah.
Well, thank you both for hopping on. It was fun chatting with you guys, and I think our time is run out. One final thing I want to ask though, the last time Thomas I had you on, you mentioned it'd be nice for me to do some like theme builds. I actually want to start doing some off meta, more theme stuff.
Nice.
What is a ship you'd like to see?
Well, I mean, you know, it's no secret that I'm a fan of motion picture era stuff. I think if you picked one of our motion picture era ships that we've done, maybe the Okinawa or the Ark Royal would be fun. Or I'm also a sucker for the Jojo, the legendary walker. I've always been proud of how that one came out. So seeing kind of your spin on that might be fun.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you both for hopping on. I'm going to go to the BRB screen here for the stream. Let me cut this off here. Yeah, again, thank you both for taking the time to do this. We're off. Okay, the stream's muted now. Yeah. Yeah, again, sorry, it was a little light on some of the questions about the mission and stuff, but you understand. So you guys around? Yep, nice to meet you. Not muted? Oh, my mic wasn't muted. Yeah, it's okay. We're fine. That my mic not being muted is not the end of the world. Give me just a second here. I'm gonna unplug this webcam. So it's because I've got two different OBS settings for my microphone. There's like the raw microphone audio, which I use for my recordings, and then there's the stream microphone, which I just let OBS do its processing. So we're gonna hop in game here, and let me just get to the correct setting here. So we're gonna go in and take a look at the new TFO and the new story mission. If I can find the right stream, there we go. Yeah, sorry I wasn't super responsive to everything going on in chat while that was going on. The last time I had devs on, like I ended up, I felt like I didn't focus on them enough, and I was like focused so much on chat. And this time I probably went a bit too far the other direction. So I appreciate y'all bearing with me while I was doing that. No, I haven't leaked anything. Fake news. It's almost like the artists have to recreate the rosy colored glasses of nostalgia, how we think we remember those things looking. Yeah. Oh no. Okay. So we're going to do the new TFO, and I'm going to... do we want to just do this public queue, or... Here, no. Actually, let me just form teams. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Steven, I'm aware. I've seen the leaks. I'll probably address all three of the ships in a video in the next day or so. Especially now that they're public realm. Okay. Can we ask Spencer questions? Yeah, go ahead, ask. I mean, it's right on Reddit. At this point, like if it's on the STL subreddit, it's out there. Yeah, right here, right on the Stow subreddit. So yeah, we've been hearing for a while that there's going to be more Klingon ships, or like another Klingon ship coming soon, some non-fed. There we go. Only reason I'm sharing that is because it's on the main STL subreddit. And I mean, the remaster today was a pretty big hint. What are the other two? The hold on here. I'm getting pinged. Okay. Captain Sean here. Happy release, captains. Nice. I'm going to be doing the story mission here shortly. Sorry, I'm just catching up. There's a lot of chat on the YouTube side. For anyone that's on the Twitch side, I am multi-streaming to both Twitch and YouTube, and there'd be a bit of chat. Dave's voice again. Thank you for the follow, and yeah, Sean's voice is great. The new pet trade is currently in a game-breaking state. Don't slot. I saw what Steven was saying before about it locking you in red alert. Has there been a report made on the forums yet? Or on the forums, the Discord? Traveling back in time. What's the fastest task for the event? So with the event right now, the fastest option is going to be All That Matter. And like I detailed in the video I released earlier today, you can basically bank your progression because you can go in and do the mission, but not actually complete it. So you can play through it, and when it comes time to turn in once you've left the map, you just don't turn it in. Allied NPCs, oh, lovely. You checked? Okay. Alan, thank you for the 5. I missed some stuff over on Twitch as well. Scuba, thank you for the Prime. Dan, thank you for the bits. Yeah, I had all of the sounds and notifications off while I was doing that. I'm sorry. Okay. Mission banking. Yeah, the perfect use for all of your 20 characters. That's what I said in the news video earlier. Does TAC Captain... Yeah, so ideally crit to your damage. I roll for crit to damage epic mod and then damage for all the other modifiers. Flustered SAB? Yeah, pretty much. I'm always going to miss things in chat. Okay, I need 4 at handles in chat. Let's just grab a couple people to run the TFO. Enhance Protect Bug, thank you. I also reported a bug earlier. I don't know if it... Yeah, okay, it's still there. The Trafalgar was removed from the T6 Infinity box, it looks like. Okay. Why did I turn the camera off so bad? Because in order for me to have the camera on, my the USB cable I have that's routed through the arm for that is broken. So I had to pull it over in front of the monitor that I'm using to play my game on, and I had another cable like running in front of the monitor. Is the Legendary Defiant the best pilot ship for a torp build? No, the Eagle is. Okay. I need a couple people. I guess let's start with channel members here first. If you're a channel member and you want to get in on teaming up for the new TFO, go to TFO Priority in the Discord, drop your @handle, and I'll send out invites. Thank you, Logical. The new outfit is not working. Damn, just give it time. There's always going to be some little issues like that. By the way, the last generation lockbox contents were added to Infinity today. Since the last ship release was lockbox, maybe the next one will be promo. No, the next one's probably that Omega, and it'll probably be lockbox as well. Why the Eagle? The Eagle, you really want to have Lieutenant Commander Command for a pilot ship. How much micromanagement do I like? Too much. Steven wants in. Okay. I'll give the TFO Priority channel like another minute, then I'm going to pull people from chat. But yeah, you really want... I'm going there. Where's Steven at? Gilgalad. Yeah, you really want the command for Concentrate Firepower 3. Firebrand. I need 3 people for the new TFO. This is a Battle of Corfez style TFO. It's pretty fun from the runs I've done so far. I just need @handles, like character names, @handles in chat, and I'll get invites sent out. It's it's easy because it's on normal difficulty. Stargate. I don't seem to have you on my friends list right now, Stargate. Terabit, okay, I'll get you. Corfez 2.0. Did I miss a PM in chat now? Azimdal, okay. Here we go. We're going to do Shattered Peace. Everyone good to go? Okay. I did have a bugged run earlier where, like, it was with the Gateway to Grethor style section, where I was there for probably 5 or so minutes, just taking them out as soon as they spawned in, and it just was not counting them for the objective. PDS, yeah, that's as intended. This is not a part of the year-long event campaign. So what is the third? The console off of the Dunne is no longer bound to the ship.
This is 7 of 9 reporting from Alliance HQ on the ground. Kittimer 2 is under attack. I repeat, Kittimer negative.
Yeah, the voiceover from 7's really good
7
here.
Of 9 reporting from Alliance HQ on the ground. Kittimer 2 is under attack. I repeat, Kittimer 2 is under attack.
It's railgun something.
This is a coordinated planetary assault. HQ's receiving reports of incursions across.
Oh yeah, if we all go through the objective like really fast, like it'll reduce the timer. So for all of the phases here, like all of the dialogue that pops up, you know, the quicker you interact through them, the faster it goes. Yeah, and this is a really nice transition to the map. I really like that. This is truly a beautiful map. This first phase is really easy. You just take out the Ethereans and then you rescue the ships. And it's on normal difficulty, so it's like stupid easy right now.
We will sing of your honorable deeds throughout the Empire. Glory to you.
Yeah, as soon as this ship is
This would have been a dark
done,
day
we'll
without
be on the next phase. Yeah, the planet looks great. That's going to be a great background for some
Good.
thumbnails.
Resisted all the. I'm reading significant energy spikes.
Michael, it looks like I haven't heard anything about Jemadar yet, but there's like a
Herald.
KDF fed
Never a
ROM.
good sign. I don't know what that keto shard business is about, but don't let them reach Kittimer. You okay up there? Get reports of solar gateways in the system. You gotta take them out.
I'll probably drop a nice spicy news video later on. I can't imagine it's that far out from release. Legendary Jemadar Dreadnought carrier would be amazing, especially like a Vanguard one. I really enjoyed that ship back in the day. It was like a nice torp spammer. You see, I think if you kill them too fast, it might hurt. Yeah, you see, like we're not getting any defeated. We just gotta sit back and let them spawn in. We're killing them too fast. Yeah, there should be more radiolytics. I mean, I'm a bit surprised that no new black box ship today. Nor, this is the first release I can think of where there wasn't like a new ship with it. Okay, now we just gotta close the two portals.
Now, Port Kent sends more heralds over.
Our battle won is nothing compared to the war upon us. Are my words? You will fail.
The Trafalgar being removed seems to be an accident. I'll go double check after this. Yeah, last generation was added to Infinity, like the Deuter stats in there. The last gen kit modules, though the kit modules are all in a random box. They're not like a pick like everything else. I don't have a box on me right now. So this one, we literally just have to go shoot all 9 ships like as fast as possible.
Are beginning quarantine protocols. Orb weavers are in position. Ready to quarantine affected vessel. Orb weavers are in position.
Just get to the ships as fast as you can.
Quarantining affected vessel.
Tholians have quarantined all one of Kittimer's new.
No update on the restricted C-store coupon list as far as I can see. I was quietly hoping they would consider today. Yeah.
I don't know about you.
I'd hoped that there'd
Very
been
drones
an
down
update
here.
there.
Stay focused up there. Don't forget to deactivate those satellites. Waiting on you to warp.
This
to the
one, we just
coordinates.
have to do the interacts. That's what this is. Do the
Out of
interacts.
satellite's range.
Yeah.
All malfunctioning satellites are off. Situation's worse.
Bug hole has a gun. I don't know if Pundis is around, but if Pundis is around, I'm going for the Garrett first.
Heads up, my allies tell me the Kittimer's activating its weapon. Excellent work. My readings tell me this rock's been deactivated. Reports show the Kittimer's engaged in targeting protocol. Watch out. Records been deactivated. Did it.
Yeah, the game's up.
This. There's the
Kenobi, thank you for the 10 gifted T1. I greatly appreciate it.
I've received a tip. Deplete the Kittimer's shield. to
There we
cancel
go.
its lance attack. Work.
Again, thank you for the gifted Kenobi.
That's right. All ground forces been thwarted. You're still alive. Efficient.
So right here, we went through that in, a little over 8 minutes. And it says, how many marks did we get here? Oh, it gave the correct amount of marks. The window just bugged out and says 0 out of 200. Might be interesting on Elite, yeah. That's what sucks about any of the new event, or any of the new TFOs when they first come out, is that they're only on normal difficulty for the first month. What have you missed so far? Had a chat with Philip and Thomas, and now just going through and playing TFO. Cheop's killing so fast, you ruined my immersion. I know. Yeah, it's been fun. So I think we'll get those Ethereum ships one day. I want the one that's like really flat, with like a trying to think of how to describe it. The one that's like a battleship, where it's just really wide, 2 flat slabs on top of each other. Did I also re-engineer the advanced phasers to damage? Yeah. Not having keys on hand to gamble ruined your immersion? Terrible. Yeah, also, rip the the base star type. Yes, thank you. I couldn't think of the word. What was I going to say here? Michi is going to be top solo ISC soon. I know, it brings me a lot of pain. I'm just moving too slow in my runs. My movement from point to point is really slow lately. Okay. I've got 440 million. We're talking about locked boxes. Let's see what key prices are. There's so few keys on the market. 13 million. There's a couple at 12.5 and then it jumps to over 13. That's just pain. Hey guys, I'm going to manipulate the market. I'm going to take keys from 12.5 to 3. Like Hive Mind is a good one. Hive Mind, what else? Berserker is one I used to use. I don't know, you're talking to someone that doesn't do much ground. Brutal Impetus, Glass Cannon. I'm using 2 of the Lobby ones right now. Terran Vision. Yeah, Vicious. I don't know. You know the last time I looked at any of this ground stuff? what is the max CC a character can hold? 2 billion. You can technically hold more by having it in your mail, because anything you sell that would put you over 2 billion, over the 2 billion cap will just go to your mail. Okay, I've got eight master keys here. But let's look at the bank here. Yeah, the Trafalgar is no longer an infinity. The Duderstadt is, though. What, brutal impetus? Like, what do you want me to say? You know I can't pronounce things. Let's see, is the Trafalgar price reacted on the exchange yet? Nah, it's cheap. Yeah, the Trafalgar, it's just a bug. It'll be back in soon. Don't go out and buy a Trafalgar because it's not there right now. They'll fix it and add it back in soon enough. Yeah, just a bug. Oh, I was gonna show the last gen stuff in Infinity. So I just showed the Duderstadt, but I can show the others. Yeah, the Trafalgar will be back. Go play the mission? I'm going to play the mission. Okay, I gotta remember where the boxes are. They're over here. So for the Bridge Officer Training Manual, you can see that the box is right there. Last Generation Bridge Officer Manual. So when you get that, that is unfortunately still like a random. You don't get to choose. Then we've got, I don't remember what was added from last gen there, but the weapon pack is here. The traits are here. Yeah, I've heard that there's a typo in the mission. Okay, we'll do the mission. A lot of people are saying go do the mission. I'm going to. We're doing it right now. Quit stalling and do the mission. So as a casual player, I'm going to do the mission on normal difficulty. Yeah. Do I think the new Lobby trait will be good for carriers? Yes, but it's bugged right now. Don't slot it. If you get it, it will trap you in red alert. Okay. Starting up the new mission. Best laid plans.
Greetings. This is Hugh, Director of the Cooperative Borg and Borg Reclamation Project. I'm assembling a task force to take down the Etherians, and Command has put your name forward as their specialist on all things Borg. As you know, the Cooperative and its allies are currently trying to track down Tassine Faye. We think we've found her. Will you meet me at Deep Space Nine? I've called for a classified, high-priority meeting with the Alliance. Upon arrival, I recommend you have your first officer dock your ship so we can run some diagnostics on it at the station. We've been working on experimental methods of removing what we believe is the Therian
Normal
starship
elite difficulty,
sabotage.
okay.
We can't risk any further malfunctions. I'll be counting on you and your ship today.
And the reward here, we get a very rare space item, 7 of 9 civilian outfit, Odyssey tactical vest. Very nice.
There is always a choice.
What console got unbound? So, from what I understand, there's 2 different ships that have had consoles unbound that I've been told about. One is the Nebula, and the other is the Dalan. So the Dalan here, the railgun destabilizer module, it no longer has a requirement of what ship it goes on. So yeah, I can put that on anything now. I'm pretty sure that used to be restricted. In fact, I'm gonna go back to the Stow Wiki and take a look real quick. Give me just a moment. I know I keep getting sidetracked. There we go on. Okay, it was the Hathos. It says this console was restricted. But as I just showed, it's not. Okay. We're gonna go into the mission now. I'm gonna head on over. Is it any good? No. But a change like that, a random unrestriction of a console, indicates like a new version of the ship incoming. Yeah, the ROM drones. I'd love to see those restrictions removed. Okay, best laid plans. Here we go.
Welcome to Deep Space Nine. I am filling in for President Okeg, whose presence was requested at Kittimer HQ instead. The other Alliance captains recruited for this mission have already received their briefs and will be heading out shortly. When you're ready, you may take a seat to attend the conference. Until then, feel free to strategize with your allies. I will be observing from the sidelines so I can draw up a mission report once you've returned. Ah, you're right. I should have clarified. Admiral Quinn has informed me that the priority mission is indeed scheduled to begin soon. However, your ship is taking longer to upgrade than expected. You see, we're running your systems through some de-sabotage diagnostics, highly experimental routines provided to us by the cooperative, but we hope it'll do the trick. You will be able to join your allies on the front line as soon as it's ready for service.
Okay.
You made it. I saw your ship docked at one of the pylons. Let me guess. Aetherian sabotage, right? Well, if it's any consolation, I hear they're almost finished with the experimental diagnostics they're running. You'll be the first to test them out. With any luck, you'll be joining us soon for what will hopefully be my last tactical operation for quite some time. Admiral Quinn's put in a good word for me with some of his contacts. I'm hoping to go on some exploratory missions after this. You know, less shooting, more talking.
You know, I'm just realizing this Aetherian sabotage that's going on. I've felt like my weapons have been a little bit funky. I've been blaming the servers this entire time when I'm doing like my my solo ISEs. Maybe it's connected. Maybe it was all the Aetherians all along.
Jolon True, you're late, but I am pleased to see you here. I thought I was done with mad demigods for the foreseeable future, but it looks like we've got an Aetherian cult leader on our hands. The atmosphere is a little tense inside this conference room. Loris has informed us that the Dominion does not intend to partake in this mission.
Jeremy, I knew
The
it.
fleet is indisposed. In fact, a number of allied powers are no-shows today. Just between us, I fear this alliance might already be on the verge of a fracture. But perhaps I'm getting ahead of myself. I better ready up the Lisette and check in with my crew.
Okay. Here we go.
Have you come to join us in glorious battle against the Aetherians? Or are you content with watching from the sidelines like a cachom? We should already be heading to our destination point, yet the Alliance leaders wish to host a conference first. I, for one, will not sit by idly and let the opportunity to strike first pass me by.
See what this Discord message is. Aetherian hamsters? Yes.
Please, have a seat.
Oh, the voice acting's been fine so far. And the cutscenes are so much better in the game nowadays. Oh. This is where me not having music or like the ambient
Thank
sound
you all
on
for
hurts.
coming. I know not all of our allies could make it today.
It's not the first time we host a high-priority conference at Deep Space Nine on the threats posed by the Borg. But this time, our mission feels a little more hopeful. Director?
The Cooperative and I called on the Alliance today to inform your captains that one of our nanoprobes has successfully tracked Etherian Concordium leader Tassine Fey to the Midas Array.
Tassine Fey believes she is on her way to seize control of the array and lay a trap for the Alliance. This time, we've come prepared.
We've been working on a strategy against the Etherians and have been tracking their trajectory for some time now.
Thanks to the Cooperative, the Midas Array has already been evacuated. Non-essential personnel have been transferred using cloaked Klingon vessels provided by Chancellor L'Rell, and false life signs intended to lure the Etherians in have been planted aboard the array with Romulan technology lent to us by Proconsul Dunne.
But that's not all. A team of Cooperative scientists and I have been developing an Etherian diffusion device that we're hoping to use on Tassine Fey. Our Priority 1 tactical initiative is to ambush her by the Midas Array in order to extract and interrogate her. My fleet is currently split up in an orbit of both the Lucari homeworld and the Jarrett system Dyson sphere to prevent incursions of any kind. Recent events suggest both the Lucari and Iconians are at risk. There's a high probability Tassine Fey will head to one of these locations next. As the Yasutake is stationed by the Dyson sphere, I'll be needing a ride to the Midas Array. Fortunately, the Admiral, Chancellor, and Proconsul have sent their best ships to assist us.
Are we really certain that Etherian technology is unable to detect a cloaked evacuation and false life signs?
Yeah.
Perhaps you should ask the Tal Shi'ar, Proconsul. Our latest mission reports indicate the Etherians were involved with them somehow.
Chancellor, you and I both know that I have no relation to the Tal Shi'ar or their nefarious activities. Besides, the data found aboard the Harmony was barely legible. It could have been fabricated for all we know.
Please, my friends, let's put our differences aside for the sake of the galaxy. We can discuss the details at a later date. Our current priority is to safely excise Tassine Fey and defuse her if possible.
And why is that exactly, Admiral?
Because we believe Tassine Fey is the Etherian Borg Queen.
And if we can get to her, we can get to her entire collective.
You are a worthy ally, Director. But are you really prepared to take on a 200,000-year-old Iconian?
Chat got stuck behind. There we go.
Glad you asked. I've got an expert on all things Borg Queen aboard the Enterprise.
Yeah, the lip sync was a little bit
Come
off.
see me when you're ready. Thanks for meeting me here. The captain should be arriving at the Midas Array any minute now. Here are the details of our mission. I've been working on a diffusion device for some time now together with the Yasutake's first officer, Commander Duff. In essence, we've modified Admiral Janeway's neurolytic pathogen to make it compatible with the Etherians. Instead of neural disruption, this device uses a retroviral agent to break genetic fusion and revert drones to their pre-fusion state. Here's the catch, though. We need someone to spread this virus for us. A liberated Borg is the ideal candidate, as they'd be able to tap into the Etherian subspace frequencies. That's right. Or the XB ally I've called in.
Here we go.
If we target Tassine Fey, we should be able to sever the Etherians from their queen. Needless to say, it's risky, and could lead to widespread chaos within her collective. But even if we fail, as long as we capture her, we'd still be able to use her as a bargaining chip or interrogate her. We've only got one shot at this. This is a single-charge diffusion device, so we'll need to be quick and smart. Looks like I'm down a fleet today, so I'll be traveling with you, if you don't mind. I hear your ship is about ready.
Silence. We want to listen to Hugh. Look, I'm being silent during the voice lines. I'm letting them play out. Normally, when I'm doing a mission, I'll just read through and just power through the dialogue, but I'm letting it go through for you guys. Yes, I did cover the free Tier 6X experimental upgrade in the promotions tab in the video I released earlier today. Yeah, I just skip it. Yeah, I just spam through it.
Lieutenant Kagrash has informed me that your ship is ready for service. Good luck out there.
I could talk to all of my Alliance leaders, but I'm gonna pass. I mean, I got to be in the mood for him. Truthfully, I'm gonna say something that's gonna upset a few people. I hadn't played Axiom until this morning. My original plan was to wait for this entire storyline to be like done so I could play it in like one playthrough so I'd actually understand like what all was going on.
Is coming somehow. Proconsul Dunne was right.
I know, terrible, I know.
Let's act quickly. We need to search the system and get a debrief from the Alliance captains.
It's with the long delay.
Let's go.
I was gonna go through and just wait for the arc to be done and go through it all in like one sitting, so I could just completely follow the story. But I played through it earlier today, and I'm glad I did, because like that, I wish I had played it sooner, because like the story's been good so far. I was a bit negative about the Terran arc before this, and that was just because of the Inquisitor experience I wasn't happy with, but yeah, this has been good. Yeah. I think that was Richard said that a couple months ago too.
Your assistance is appreciated.
Like that the story was expanded from what it originally was, or from when it was originally meant to be finished.
This is the Lisette. Do you copy? We're being tailed by a drone ship.
Commander Jirok, this is Director Hugh. Copy that. We're on it. Nicely done. My compliments to your tactical officer.
Yeah, this map looks really good.
You're a welcome sight.
I'm going to, before I go further,
turning out to be vital to the success of our mission. Not a conclusion I would have been able to draw by relying on logic alone.
I'm gonna just get a demo record started so I can get a thumbnail from this map.
The Aetherians have severed the Lisette's comms link with the Enterprise. Full systems malfunction. Before we set off on our mission, Alliance vessels received a comprehensive security sweep at Deep Space Nine. Unfortunately, the sabotage went undetected, which is cause for concern. To my knowledge, the Aetherians have never been aboard the Lisette. This means their plans are either being carried out remotely, or that sabotage technology was discreetly brought aboard. But they're here all right. We're still investigating, but if you'd like to witness the malfunctions yourself, you can head to the Midas Array. The Romulan Republic did not only plant false life signs, but a surveillance system, approved by the Alliance, of course.
That's Tal Shiar's fault.
Thanks, Commander. Cause for concern indeed.
Yeah, this looks really good. I'd love this as like a fleet holding. I don't know what all the theme would be, but it'd be cool.
Captain Sean, this is Commander Jirok. The Midas Array has been tapped. My crew is standing by.
Copy that, Commander. Fortescue, this is the Enterprise reporting in. We are in position and ready to intercept the Harmony. Captain Corrin, do you copy?
Captain, I've received an emergency transmission from the Fortescue. Cloaking technology has been compromised. The Aetherians could get a visual lock on Corrin's crew in moments if we do not act swiftly.
Damn. Well, still no sign of the Harmony. And the Fortescue is showing up on our sensors now. This is not good. Commander, could you get closer and provide a status report? The Enterprise has to maintain position.
Agreed. The Lisette is temporarily abandoning position. Helm, set a course for the Bortiskew, but keep a distance.
Enterprise Lisette. This is Captain Corin. Bortiskew. Comms have disrupted. The spineless enemy has...
Captain Corin, do you copy? There's no response. Enterprise, the Lisette needs to get closer in order to scan the Bortiskew, or beam down if necessary. Wait. Enterprise, the Lisette systems are shutting down. Something is overriding our cloaking technology. Captain Sean, do you copy? Sean? Vakel?
Really good visuals. I really need to turn on like ambient noise after this and some of the music. Missing that with the cutscenes.
It looks like the Alliance ships were sabotaged, but at different times. As if Tassine Faye had planned to incapacitate the captains in battle. But something went wrong. Why not trigger the malfunctions in one go? Get everyone at the same time? And why the Bortiskew first? It all feels a little erratic.
Yes.
I wonder if our ambush took her by surprise after all. We need to reach the Enterprise and get to the bottom of this.
Let's find the Enterprise.
Look who showed up to the party. Just in time to watch my ship get towed into oblivion. Poetic.
Glad you're in such good spirits, Captain, but it's not time for goodbyes yet.
Tassine Faye's on that ship. Don't let it escape. I bet she's already powering up a reality vortex.
On it. We'll disable the Harmony's EPS-created quantum phase generators. The Harmony's weapon systems are down. Now's our chance to disable that tractor beam. That's it. The Harmony has been disabled.
We did it. Oh, was the Teray phase in Corfez
This prevented my ship
fixed?
from getting booked on a terrifying interdimensional flight. The offer of a one-way ticket to the Etherean homeworld isn't entirely uncompelling, but it's the complementary side of assimilation I take issue with. I'd love to stay and chat about how grateful I am, but we've got an Etherean boarding party on our hands down here. What's more, Commander Kiona has just notified me that Tassine Faye's decided to join her little friends aboard the Enterprise. A hell of a situation we've got on our hands, but perhaps this is a blessing in disguise.
Awesome. Glad to hear, Jeremy. Yeah, the Teray phase in Corfez, that one caused a lot of frustration. That being fixed will make that queue much more accessible. I also, going through and playing the story missions up to this point earlier today. I'd played like the first 2 or 3 in the arc. It was the past couple I'd held off on, but with everything going on today, as I decided, I'm gonna go through, play them, get caught up, and it's sort of funny because I always mispronounce things. Like I get a ton of crap for how I pronounce the Sagan command cruiser, and I was saying like Tassine Faye or something. Like I was really butchering that name, and then I played I was going through playing it this morning, and I'm over here face palming. Like, how am I screwing up names that bad?
My colleague is already aboard the Enterprise waiting for our arrival. Hopefully this gives us an advantage. Ready to beam down on your command.
Okay, here we go. If 1701's around, it would have been really funny if the Enterprise had been destroyed and like the episode ended with the Enterprise G. So just to screw 1701. Yeah. Yeah, it
Welcome
was
aboard,
a fun little
Enterprise.
challenge.
Here's the plan. We need to secure the ship. There's no use capturing Tassine Faye if we're fused by one of her drones. We also play by Alliance rules, which means helping any survivors we come across if we're able to. Speaking of allies, my neural link received a ping from a subspace beacon originating from the ship's computer access room. That'll be my colleague. We'll need to team up with her to improve our odds. Remember, we need a liberated Borg to act as a conduit to defuse Tassine Faye.
We got this.
Lead the way. Aetherian drone up ahead.
Diplomacy is futile. Fusion is formidable.
The doors ahead are locked. We need to find a way to bypass security protocols. Didn't know you were a force field specialist.
Fusion is the only final frontier. It is clear now.
Fusion is the only final frontier.
Explore the galaxy when your mind can become one with the all-knowing ether.
I'm glad I'm not fighting these drones alone. There's something odd about the security room. I bet we can bypass lockdown protocols from inside.
Dark idea, I know. What's next? PvP? No, I'm not doing PvP in this game
We
anymore.
need to disable
You know, Thomas, how's it going?
Let's return to the computer access room.
Oh, do I need to go through a different door? Oh, I gotta rescue the crew. Find cooperative ally. What am I missing to go through the door? Did I forget to hit the console? Oh, it's supposed to go this way. Duh. I'll be okay.
Your collective was imperfect. Join us so you may finally ascend.
The only thing ascending in here is my frustration with you.
Fuse and you shall know perfection. 7 of 9. Tertiary adjunct of Unimatrix 01.
How about you fuse with my right hook? Thanks, but I've got it. What took you so long?
That was a great cutscene.
So you got any tips on how to take these suckers out?
No mercy,
I
yeah.
do, actually. Shut down the transporters and compromise the reactor core.
Oh, perfect. I'll keep it in mind.
Okay, where's 7 at?
Well, would you look at that? I was wondering who the classified contact you've been speaking so highly of was. It's been a while, but I'm glad it's you. I take it you're familiar with the plan? That's right. The director here also shared some tactical information with me from his time aboard the Harmony. With any luck, our game of Catch the Queen should go a little better than your last run-in with the Aetherians.
We got
High
this.
risk, high reward, I won't deny it. But our odds are good. This extraction is now happening on Alliance territory. And we've got 2 liberated Borg candidates who can act as defusion conduits.
Alliance Task Force, this is Captain Sean. Tassine Faye is on the bridge.
We're going to the bridge.
We can access the bridge from main engineering. Follow me. So, Director, how confident are we feeling about this defusion device?
I'd say about 75%, give or take.
Reversing emitter node polarity, destabilizing force field integrity. Let's go.
The map looks really good. And yeah, the cutscenes are so much better nowadays.
Through fusion, we are...
Step away from it.
She's escaping. Transport trajectory confirms she's heading to the Lisette.
Vakel Sean, you no longer need to bear the burden of being a sole survivor. We can become one.
What on... Are you talking about my family? How the hell do you know about that?
Don't get distracted, Captain. That's the
Never catches a break. The Elite Bridge Officer upgrades are nice for some niche
Director,
situations.
7. I can't thank you enough. That was a close call. Once this mission is over, I'll be heading back to Deep Space Nine for repairs and repose. That's if any of us make it out alive.
Enterprise, this is Commander Jirok. It's good to see you're all in one piece. Our comms are up and running again, but internal systems have been sabotaged by the Etherians, including our Singularity Core.
Oh, we gotta get over there.
Immediate assistance.
We can't let that Singularity Core destabilize. Its collapse could cause a chain reaction across this region of space. Our team will head to the Lisette. Captain Sean, your crew needs you here. Let's keep in touch.
It's not going to cause that much damage, but it's a Romulan ship. It's a scimitar. Gotta protect it for that reason alone. If its Singularity Core blows up, it's not the
I'm
end.
contacting
But
you from the bridge. The Etherians have sabotaged the Lisette's internal systems.
for the
We've
scimitar,
managed to repel boarders, but they've blocked off our path to the Singularity Core. They're plotting something. Many, unfortunately. To add to that, most of the ship's doors, consoles, and turbo lifts are malfunctioning.
We got
Your
this.
team will need to reroute our emergency.
How much
power
it's
supply
how
to
it's been
evacuate
stabilized?
and
That's true.
access our
That's true.
Singularity Core. As you can see, environmental systems are offline and visibility is limited. Sending over command level clearance codes. You'll need them to move on freely. There are
See.
repairs to conduct beyond those doors.
We have 2 doors. Go right.
This is a security override console. Let's reroute the power supply and open up the doors.
Yeah, I trust you there. True, true.
The Lisette looks worse for wear.
The ship has seen better days, no doubt about that. These consoles power life support and airlocks, but the isolinear chips are misaligned.
Okay.
Power is being diverted from their systems.
Did you go around the way that that I did?
All right, one more to go. It worked. All right, I'm only detecting one affected area left. Let's go.
We walk terrible.
Looks like you unlocked a security log.
This is Lieutenant Zhu Terrell, Tactical Division. I am still unable to locate Sub-Commander Zionel, despite my best efforts. The Etherians swarmed the Lisette. ignoring most of the damage dealt by my disruptors. They locked us out and overrode all of the ship's systems, despite leaving many wounded in her wake. This Ta-Seen Fei seemed uninterested in exchanging phaser fire with us, heading straight for the core instead. Lieutenant Salon's security report indicates the Ethereum's life sign was last detected in the Singularity core room. As I am unable to access it from this deck, I will reluctantly transfer our medical unit instead, and guard the survivors until I receive new orders from my commander.
Okay, we need to just head
Good reason
straight
why
there.
The Borg Queen would do that. It's also a little odd to be putting herself on the line like that, don't you think? Then again, these Etherians are Iconian Borg. Maybe their motivations are harder to determine than your average collective.
Seven's voice lines are
There's
good.
the Singularity room aside. Let's head back to damage control.
Thanks to your efforts, power has been restored to this deck. The Singularity core is now accessible. Stand by to receive the room's access codes.
Alliance Task Force, this is Captain Corrin. I have a visual on the Etherian pit. Ha! Ta-Seen Fei and her followers have boarded the Borderskew. Her treacherous drones are not holding back. This is a fight worthy of a Klingon. If you are brave, you will join us in battle.
Hold that thought. Logistics are up and running again. Our intel indicates that the Singularity core has been tampered with. If it collapses, it's game over. For everyone.
Agreed. It's the only option. What's the play?
Glad you offered. I was thinking.
I'm gonna stay on the Romulan ship.
With Commander Jarok's guidance, one person should be enough to repair the Singularity core. But don't take too long, you're gonna miss all the fun.
I'll guide you through the Singularity core repairs. First off, equip an EV suit.
Captain Corrin, this is 7. 2 to beam over.
Yeah, having the music and ambient certainly helps with the
The
cutscenes.
Etherians fried some of our gravity generators. Really changes your perspective.
Yeah, this is interesting to move around in a ship with.
Jarok, this is Sean. I'm getting reports of Borg incursions close to the Juret Dyson sphere.
Focus on collecting data from nearby consoles. Sean, I'll contact command. Scans show the sabotage device you removed was sending a signal to the Harmony.
Got this.
Another device removed. This one was emitting a destabilizing resonance pulse.
This is great.
Logistics point to a final anomaly past the core. You'll need to power it down.
Oh, get back.
It's beautiful, isn't it? The Singularity core. Controlled chaos. Unmatched potential. Don't let that fool you, though. If the containment field fails, we'll begin to demolecularize. Initial scans registered a single anomaly. Turns out we're dealing with a trifecta.
This is awesome. Gonna go all the way down here. I like it. I just gotta control my character a little bit better.
Plasma conduits have been repaired.
Where are we? I
2
don't
more points
remember.
to go. Sending you the coordinates.
I mean, we've been in the engine room before for missions, but not under it.
Subspace anchors have been stabilized. Sending over the final coordinates.
This is 7. How's it going? We could use your help on the Bortisque.
Diagnostics are back online. Now that core stability has been restored, I'll reroute main power back to all systems, turn the core back on, and head down to your deck. Thank you for your assistance. I'll take over from here. Patching you through to the Bortisque.
While my warriors have been crushing Aetherian enemies through fire and flame, you have been floating around on the Lisette, tinkering with broken technology.
Wow.
Enough! Now is your chance to die with honor, and put your Darshakme where your mouth is. I have a lock on your coordinates. Transport in 3, 2, 1!
Yeah, that's great. You stole fizzy lifting drinks, you get nothing good day shirt. Oh no. Too slow, need to fight now. I really like that we're going into the interiors of these ships. I know, like, you know, was just said on the interview portion of this that more bridges is just not going to happen, but still, it's nice to see the interiors. Yeah. I mean, I am on a Romulan KDF. Is that sufficient?
Extinguish the flames and join your allies in battle.
Good, you're here. We're a little outnumbered.
From 2 hearts to 1, fusion is glorious.
Okay. I can't put the fire out. You couldn't find the last injured Klingon in this area? There's one down there I can't get to. I need to get over this. Oh. Oh no. Agony field gen. No. Let me beam up and I'm gonna beam up and then back down. That should go back to the last like checkpoint, right? So Agony field generator always finds a way to break things. I appreciate it. Just love that ability.
We must secure the bridge. Extinguish the flames and join your allies in battle.
At least the checkpoint was right here, so.
Good, you're here. We're a little outnumbered.
From 2 hearts to 1, fusion is glorious.
Yeah. Yeah, but now I can do it.
To sabotage a Klingon ship is to provoke the wrath of 1,000 buttlets!
Well, we said it would be nice to go somewhere warm for my next job. This is overkill.
Can I find all of the Klingons here? I gotta put this fire out back here. Yeah. I'll get to him.
Still no visual on Tassine Faye, but there are plenty of drones around.
Can't tell if I'm inhaling smoke or if that's the taste of defeat. Where's Tassine Faye?
Firing the disco.
Corin, this is Jirok.
Hoitcha!
More Ethereum borders on the lower level. Stay sharp and look out for the fight.
Ethan, thank you for the resub. Greatly appreciate it.
Alliance team, report to the mid-level of the bridge. Though these flames make for a glorious battle scene, suffocating is no way to reach Stovakor. We need to repair the Bordescue's ventilation system and clear all debris so we can find this Etherean Tachkek.
You're right. I'll stay with Corin and help clear the debris. Seven, I recommend you and I split up in case something goes wrong on either side.
Yes, I see the view screen's been taken over.
You got it. Let's get to work on these vents. Formal training or just impeccable instinct?
Oh, I thought I hit it. Oops. Ethereum Matrix. Is it time gated? I had like one run where it seemed like the kills were not counting for one portion, and it took a while.
Sensors are reading one more ventilation console up ahead.
I mean, it's an interesting TFO. I look forward to trying it when we have the elite version. It's really hard to make a long-term assessment when it's the event normal only version. That's always just a bit difficult.
Telling me we are going about our trap the wrong way.
I missed a Klingon down there. I'm gonna go grab him.
Debris has been cleared.
Ventilation's back online too.
Yeah, I can't jump down there.
Heads up, I'm picking up on Tassine Faye's.
Hold off for a minute. Okay, there's the last Klingon right there.
Heads up, I'm picking up on Tassine Faye's exact biosignature, but the signal is fading.
Visual or not, we must clear this debris. If the Etherean leader is hiding behind it, she will die a coward.
Damn, she escaped.
More Etherean borders.
How do they keep bypassing all of the Alliance's security parameters?
Oh, fuck! What is this filth doing on my view screen?
I'm not sure what that is on your view screen, Captain Corin. Maybe an Etherean sabotage subroutine? Either way, no sign of Tassine Faye. The biosignature is gone.
Yeah, I know. That'd be rough, chaps.
Incoming transmission from Captain Sean.
Alive, but not well. Sorry to say, but Tassine Faye is back on the Enterprise. I'm opening up a multi-channel with the Lassette.
The Lassette is stable, for now, but I suspect my vessel is next on Tassine Faye's list of destinations. What's the plan?
Know thine enemy. An Earth saying, I believe. Tassine Faye is one step ahead of us. We must get one step ahead of her.
That's pretty good, actually. The Harmony's disabled, right? In essence, the Alliance has control of it until Tassine Faye decides to initiate repairs, but that doesn't seem like her priority right now. Most of her drones are beaming onto our ships while her own shields are down. We could beam onto the Harmony while the Aetherians are distracted.
Not sure, Ed.
There. A couple of pattern enhancers, maybe some arson, little vandalism, you know, something to get her attention. Wouldn't be on our turf anymore, but we'd have some time to set it all up.
The reactor room. I remember Admiral Kumarke say something about how the core seemed important to them. Maybe we can do a little sabotage of our own.
Your assistance aboard my vessel has earned my respect. But you are mad if you think any of the Alliance captains are willing to sit out on the fight of our lifetimes. On the way to the Midas Array, Sean, Jirok, and I swore to each other that we would see this plan through to the very end. We shall join you aboard the Harmony. Commander Boroth will take over in my absence. A worthy compromise. I accept. Our deeds today will be the ones that echo through the halls of Stovakar. Kapla!
Yeah, I mean, it was always going to be a little bit slow at first, but like Deca's shown that they can put out some good work. The TFO today is great. This story mission thus far, I mean, there's that one little issue I ran into, which not really an issue that people are going to run into. Like the quality, it's really good. Like this is a good update. And it's a nice long mission, which, you know, some people want shorter missions, some people like longer ones.
Looks like we're all accounted for.
I think the length's been good so far.
My nanoprobes are detecting a single Aetherian life sign nearby. It's phasing in and out of existence. This reactor room also looks a little different since my last visit. I guess they redesigned.
The life sign. It's accessed my neural transceiver and initiated contact through the collective subspace network. I think it's the reactor core. It's calling itself a tether to the ether, one of many Unimatrix chambers. Change of plans. We use the diffusion device on the core instead. I get the feeling there's a chance it could spread to the rest of Tassine Faye's collective, but we'd still need to trap her and hook her up to it to bypass any Aetherian encryptions.
No, it's not. How do we know it'll even work? It's intended for a singular, partially biological life form. This is a reactor core acting as a subspace network.
I don't recall the last time I did that one, Phil, to be honest. Lots of warp core action in this episode, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I understand why during... My voice is going out there. I understand why there was some concern from people in the, you know, in parts of the transition, but Deca has shown, like, they want to continue moving the game forward. And I think an update like this goes a long way, you know, to reassuring folks that they are in it for the long haul.
I can't explain it. You weren't there when I accessed the Queen cell on board the artifact. Reconnecting to the collective as their temporary leader, it changed me. I think this ether recognizes me as a viable Borg queen.
Royal Flush I haven't had any issues with, Phil.
I don't know, Seven. Injecting a whole collective with sudden individuality could have disastrous consequences.
I know you're worried, Hugh. But Picard couldn't have predicted the chaos caused by your individuality when you return to the collective. We know better now. If I act as the conduit and transfer Tassine Faye's authority to me, I can program the diffusion to be gradual. I've done it once, I can do it again. Trust me, I can do this.
All right. I trust you too. Remind me of the new plan.
Lay down the pattern enhancers close to the reactor core and target it to get Tassine Faye's attention. If this works, this ether should send her a subspace transmission through the core, prompting her to return. We can then prevent her from beaming back out. Once she's trapped, I'll hook both of us up to the ether and transfer her powers to me. If we inject the pathogen straight into the core system, we should be able to defuse any drones connected to it. Gradually. Can you get those pattern enhancers placed? We'll cover you.
Yeah, I mean the art of this, like this looks awesome. See, I wish I had done this prior to the interview. Just timing didn't work out today. Because like this looks, this and Axiom, like just the detail's great. The lighting is great. The visuals are awesome.
Hang on, sensors are picking up an incoming energy signature.
Awpox restriction changed. Interesting.
Why do you choose senselessness? You could have ascended and joined us.
Damn it, we've been teleported to the other side. There goes step one of our plan.
She's got Sean, Corin, and Jirok in the stasis hold. We can't let her fuse them.
We need to take down this construct to release the pathogens. Because the constructs become vulnerable to our attacks.
That was a close one. Let's see what this construct's made of.
Released. And not a moment too soon. These Ethereans are insufferable.
I'd sooner be fed to the Kuskari of Breathork than delay this battle any longer.
Heads up, construct's vulnerable to our attacks again.
If it's vulnerable, I need a bubble obelisk to just go in and one-shot it.
We need to lower these containment fields to reach Tassin Fey.
Good thing I kept the access codes. On it.
Got loot. Some premium loot right here. Yeah, the music's good. It's all good. Oh no.
She's teleported us again.
And she's called in drones for backup. We need to take her out.
Corin, Jirok, let's dethrone this drone.
You thought this would be enough to stop us?
She's on the move again, and she's shielding herself.
I'll lower the next containment field.
I was worried I killed it too fast again.
All right. Let's head for the final containment field. If we don't place that final pattern enhancer, she could beam out. I'm on it.
You lack harmony, guidance.
Yeah, I lack harmony, cohesion, greatness. It'll be my undoing. Heard it all before.
Yeah, really great voice lines from Seven.
Final pattern enhancer placed.
The sassiness is great.
She's jumping around to restore her shields. She's rerouting power to them.
It's her halo. It's an energy redistribution node. We have to take it out.
I can remodulate a pattern enhancer to disrupt her defenses. You get that halo.
7 of 9. You sought perfection once. Why do you seek it no longer? Consider our offer.
An offer involves consent, something you're unfamiliar with. Time's up, bitch.
She puts up a good fight, I'll give her that. Shame it's not enough to break our resolve.
Keeps jumping around. No, I had the music on in Axiom. I played through it this morning.
Her shield is down. It's now or never.
You, Sean, cover us. Time to finish this fight.
There is no one left to fight beside you. The galaxy has torn itself apart.
Oh,
Just another
my
tyrant
bad.
clinging to control, Tassine Faye.
And your tyranny ends now!
Restrainer.
Lowering the reactor core's containment field.
I'm hooked up. Drag her over.
You will not defuse the Aetherians.
It's for the best, Tassine Faye.
Think of it like this. You get to be the savior of your people.
It's your lucky day, Borg Queen.
Queen?
Security parameters disabled. Initiating transfer.
Inputting the modified neurolytic pathogen into the core's data stream.
No. No! We will not allow it!
You must comply.
We must not. We must protect the ether.
Watch out! She's modifying the injection stream.
It's too late. I'm in.
Chimerans! With security parameters disabled, they must have located the Harmony.
Did it work?
Not on the core, maybe on Tassine Faye. Too early to tell.
Captains, call your ships. We're getting out of here.
Commander Kiona, this is Captain Sean. Prepare to plot a course for Deep Space Nine. We're heading back.
Yeah. Plant Borg.
The ride back. Looks like your ship didn't suffer any malfunctions on the way. Lucky. You really had everybody's back today. Knowing you can be counted on even in the worst situations, well, that's as rare as a Vulcan smile. When you have a moment, the director and I would like to talk to you about Tassine Faye's future. Right now, though, I think your command wants to speak with you.
We gotta talk to everyone.
Without your help, the Enterprise would have been a goner. Speaking of, looks like the Midas Array is now under quarantine. The array has been overtaken by the Chimerans. We're starting to recognize more of their signals over long-range sensors. It's not looking good, I'll give you that. But I'm confident we've made progress today. Oh, before you go, on my bridge, one of the Etherean drones said something to me that took me aback. It's as if it knew who I was. My life story. I think you know what I'm getting at.
Star Trek version of the Flood from Halo? Yeah, I can see that. So just checking a message here quick. Okay. Who do I actually have to speak with? Chancellor Laurel.
Despite the challenges you faced on your mission, you return a champion. Tassine Fey is imprisoned in one of the station's brigs. As for the eventual fate of the Harmony, it remains contested. I believe we should return to the Midas Array and fight to retrieve it, so we may station it at Kittimer for observation. However, Proconsul Detan urges caution. He wishes for the Cooperative to study the ship from a distance, under the supervision of Director Hugh. Admiral Quinn, as usual, seems to favor this indirect approach. I hear from Captain Koren that you have brought great honor to your house and saved many warriors. You have earned my respect and that of the Klingon Empire once more. Kapla!
That's nice. They give you a bonus deal for doing the optionals. That's nice. I imagine this will complete the mission.
Thanks for checking back in with us. This was quite a mission, and I have a feeling our efforts have only just begun. My own de-assimilation bordered on traumatic. I ended up bringing my individuality back to a collective that was very ill prepared for it. It caused widespread chaos and violence. We need to be careful about how we decide to move forward. Perhaps defusing Tassine Fey alone was for the best. I shudder to think of a galaxy full of unfused Etherians who, well, lack guidance.
He's not wrong. Liberating a Borg is no joke, and the start is the worst of it. But what first seems like a curse eventually becomes a gift. During my time aboard Voyager, I learned the value of individuality, but also the strength of personal connection. In the end, it became apparent to me that you don't need a hive mind to understand the real meaning of unity. Anyway, I'm glad we had you along for the ride today. It's easy for us liberated Borg to get carried away when dealing with another collective. It's so personal, you need someone with a fresh perspective to keep you level-headed.
How are you doing, Tassine Fey?
She's refused to talk so far.
Give her time. Patience. It'll get better.
You know, I've been where you are right now. Longing to go back to a chorus of comforting voices. Frustrated at my lack of agency. But in the end, liberation was the only way forward. It gave me back so many things that I'd forgotten I needed. I see you remain unconvinced. But what's so different between being controlled by an ether and being told what to do by the Alliance until you can make up your own mind? At least once you're liberated, you'll be free to decide how to live your life. That's more than what I got at times. Well, I'll be back same time tomorrow, Tassine Fey.
Tefay.
What did you say?
Tefay was my name. Tassine is just a title.
Right. Queen.
No. We have no corporeal queen. Defusing me was pointless. You achieved nothing.
What we achieve is helping you. And every other drone. One person at a time. Until every Borg is liberated. and no one is left behind.
Irrelevant. Impossible. Someone is always left behind. That is why the whole is greater than the sum of its parts.
Well, maybe, but the whole would be nothing without all of its parts. I hope that in time you'll see that. Same time tomorrow, Tefei.
Neojet, terrible. Yeah, the cutscene quality is just so damn good nowadays. Now, I've already got my daily done for the event. So what I'm going to do personally is I'm not going to turn this in today because this will count as my daily for tomorrow. So by not going in and turning in the mission, you know, again, I've got that mission available to just turn in instantly as soon as the daily requirement resets in 16 hours. Now, people were asking, what is the fastest way to get the daily done? And it's the All That Matter mission. Yeah, that was a good mission. That legitimately, like, I'm like I said earlier, I'm sad that I held off on playing Axiom until, you know, literally today. Like Axiom, like this entire story arc, I'm pretty impressed. Like the quality is really good. Like you know, if I ignore the Inquisitor parts, you know, Terran Gambit, that was fine also, but the Inquisitor stuff just pissed me off so much. But the Kings and Queens arc has been great. And I'm not someone that's like super big into story stuff most of the time, but I think this has been good. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna replay All That Matter, and the point of this is I just want to get another day of progress knocked out. Yeah, I'll get the costumes tomorrow. With All That Matter, remember holding down escape. We'll skip most cutscenes.
Set up a sensor link. We'll be able to share any data we find.
I will not stand for a repeat of Eok, Atusi Prime, or Draconis 3. The list of genocides goes on.
Scans indicate slight elevations in cosmic neutrinos and small-scale quantum fluctuations.
Sensors reveal residual protomatter subspace markers. Our thieves are likely nearby.
I'm detecting a biogenetic energy signature located within a nearby gravitic distortion.
That must be the protomatter. It pains me to think I was once allied with these war-mongering fools. Passive sensor. A Zenkethi satellite has decloaked in the distance.
Yeah, this is really easy to do. If your weapons are firing.
We need to scan the satellite to identify what type of Zenkethi technology we're up against. Awareness platform. This satellite is on. We'll need to deactivate these satellites to get to the space station. We're being engaged by the decloaking Zenkethi fleet. Battle stations. Satellite Alpha has been deactivated. More Zenkethi vessels incoming.
Okay, so after I do this, I'm probably gonna have to wrap things up. I'm gonna get another news video out in the next couple of hours, probably, because I've got, you know, major topics to discuss. And let's see. I'm curious. like, I don't normally do, you know, this story or lore stuff, but how many of you, like, would be interested in just, like, playthrough store, like, just playthrough content on the channel here? Like, I feel like that's a smaller audience, and it's obviously not my primary topic that I cover, but I just wonder, would it be worth me going in and, like, replaying the mission on an alt and just putting that up on YouTube? Like, at a minimum, it'd be up there high quality. Yeah, I don't know how much, like, voiceover I would do. I mean, I normally don't read this stuff out. What I like with this is that you can literally just back up. Like, you can back up to just over 10 kilometers away and they can't target you.
Captain Paul, our tractor beams are giving in. We can't hold on for much longer. Weapons are back online. Resistance is futile. It's useless.
Hold on, I'm just checking something here quick. Moment.
It could be unstable.
Not worth it.
There must be another way. It's now or never. All right. A targeted Higgs boson pulse should trigger the protomatter reaction.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's not got, like, voiceover, it's still, like, you know, I can put it up, say, you know, like 4K, 60 FPS. You know, here's what it looks like. All the settings turned up, looking pretty, all that stuff.
It's being terraformed. What's happening to it?
But yeah, this mission takes, like, what, 4 or 5 minutes to do? The mini episode? That's the fastest way. So now when I'm back in the Alpha Quadrant, you see I've got the mission available to turn in. I don't have to turn it in right now. I can just bank it. Do I have a second channel? Not for Stow stuff. I don't know, like, how feasible that would be, to be honest. Gotcha. Thank you, Mara. Oh no, yep. I'm just reading Boomer, and I see what you've wrote in there. It's always concerning. By the way, while I'm here, I just want to shout out that we have started to have an issue on the Builds Discord, and other STO Discords might start to encounter this. But we've had a bunch of targeted accounts join in the past couple days offering custom 3D models for Star Trek. And they're in, like, no other Trek Discords, and it's just, like, it's starting to get a little sus there. So if you see one of those pop up, don't engage, and certainly don't send them any money. I issued just the directive earlier that as soon as we get any of those popping up in the Builds Discord, just auto ban. We're going to play it safe. Certifiably in-game has kind of monopolized the playthrough vids, yeah. Yeah. Your second channel is on Gornhub. Got it? Terrible. Yeah, basically just be careful with those 3D bots that are popping in. The 3D printer bots. Okay, so pretty much have covered everything I wanted to cover today. The new Lobby stuff, it's more of theme than, you know, performance, so... Yes, Mara's channel's over there. Okay. Any final questions you guys have? I'm going to pass the stream over on the Twitch. Again, thank you for all the subs, donos, and raids today. Kenobi did 10. Let's throw it to Kenobi here today on Twitch. Yeah. Again, there will be normal stream on Saturday. Yeah, Paul, I'm going to cover that, but I'm going to do a news video here in the next couple of hours, hopefully. Because we got some major stuff to go over, including new legendary ships. So I'll have the full breakdown on that here in a little bit, and all the other news. Again, thank you to everyone for tuning in, but I'm going to wrap it up here. Raid is going out on Twitch. And I'm going to drop Kenobi's Twitch over in YouTube as well, if you want to hop on over. Okay. Yep. See you guys around.